Alright. This is the cooler. Yep, that's the cooler. This big boy's freezing. Alright, let's see. Oh yeah, she's just low on charge. First thing I notice is bubbling sight glass, got 404 in it. We'll tap it and see what's going on. This temperature was about 15 degrees, but the owner says it is running warm, getting up to about 30 degrees. And I also noticed the product was getting soft, so that tells me there was some sort of issue at some point in time. So what we'll do is type in, I already got it set for 404. And look at that, she's lower than ever. You got 3 psi on the suction. For 404 on a freezer should be right at 20, I believe. Off the top of my head, yeah, that's really low. We'll check our chart real quick, which, of course, I use my refrigerant tool by Danfoss. It's awesome. If you don't have it, you should check it out. 404A, we want negative 15 degrees, so right at 19.65. So we are low. So what we're going to do is charge it up, get the leak detector, try and find the leak. If we can't find the leak, then what I'll do is dye it, and I'll come back in 1 week and follow up, find out where it's at, and either replace the part or get it fixed if possible. We've got our leak detector scales and gauges. Leak detector scales and 404 refrigerant. Like I said, we'll go ahead and gas her up. She's sitting at about 15 degrees. As she drops, the temp suction will drop. She's really low pressure control on this thing. It's not set right because it should be cutting off at about 2 psi. Should be cutting off before it gets to 2 psi. So, but anyway, somewhere in there it is shutting off, and that's why the temperature is rising, because the unit is shutting off by the low pressure switch because of low charge. So we will go ahead, get this thing gassed up. Again, the EliTech. I pretty much use EliTech for everything. There's some light. It's a little better. All right. I'm going to go ahead, bleed that a little bit. I want to put no non-condensables in the system. And again, we want about 19 psi. We also want a full sight glass, which you can see right there is bubbling. So, get out of there. That's crazy. I don't know who did that. Anyway, there's our sight glass. You can see it's bubbling. So what we'll do is watch that fill. Slowly charge it up, as I am charging with liquid. But we want to see that sight glass fill up. It's got a receiver tank or an accumulator in between it, so it's not going to flood the compressor as fast. So we're going to let it do it as long as it's not flooding liquid straight to it. We'll be okay. Sight glass about half full. That's not getting to the compressor. I'm feeling the difference from the condenser. I'm feeling more heat getting drawn from the freezer. Again, frost line is not getting to the compressor, so I'm not worried about it flooding. Side glass is filling. Looks like it's already got dye in the system, from what I can tell. So I can go ahead and actually use my leak detector, which I'm going to do first. If I get no use of that, I will get the UV light out, which I'll probably get it out anyway. Just check with both until I find this leak. Most likely going to be in the evaporator somewhere. It's an older unit. Side glass is almost full. You can see it filling up there a little better with the light. And then I feel a lot of heat coming from the freezer, getting pulled from the freezer now that we're getting the charge more right in it. See where we're at here? We're right at 25.5 psi on suction. I'm gonna leave it right there for a minute. Side glass is full. This will drop down a little bit as the temperature of the box decreases and gets to where it needs to be. So I might have to add a little bit more, but I'm gonna go ahead and get my leak detector out while I've got this unit running. I also got to remember to adjust on that low pressure switch because it's not set correctly. So let's turn this off. You can see there's dye in it. Let's see if we can try and find a leak. That scared me. Always check the pressure switches. Those like to leak. Check all your solder joints. Check the condenser real well. Now I've got the leak detector on, so it can also be sniffing while I'm checking with the dye light. Oh, we are inside now. Going to check the evaporator out and see if we can find that leak. I've already had this crazy thing off. I already get to here. What the hell? Yeah, man. Now, we'll check this side first. See if we see any dye. I'm not getting any hits. And I don't see any dye. So, check the back coil here before I check the other side. I'm not seeing anything. I'm also not reading anything. But let's check the other side, see what we got. Man, this thing's on there tight. Oh, right. Need to be careful around that electrical, of course. We're kids, I'm a professional. Alright. Not seeing any dye. Not getting any hits. Oh, looks like there may be a little bit of evidence in that pan. But a lot of vibrations on this thing because loose screws and all that. I'll fix all that before I leave here. I'm not seeing any dies, so maybe. All right. The evaporator. Upon further investigation, I did find the leak though. It is right here on this suction line. There she is. Oh yeah, she's leaking right there. So, and my leak detector's sensitivity done gone bad. I will turn that off and see if I can get a hit. This thing ain't working as good as it usually does. Hit all over. It's weird. There it goes. You got a whiff of it. So, anyway, we really don't need that to tell us, but the leak is right there. So, we will get the parts to replace, maybe even bypass that, cut that out, and just solder it together, bypass this whole thing here. We'll come up with a game plan, and we'll come back and we will replace what we need to. But yeah, that's the leak right there. That's why she's low. You can see how it run down and come all the way down that bottom there. So it's a small leak. It's on the suction line. Small leak on the suction line, not high pressure. It's a low pressure. So it'll take it a while to run out, but that is where the leak is at. I didn't find anything anywhere else. So we'll get the parts together that we need and get it fixed and taken care of. Thanks for watching.